Hello, Silva. Just gotta let people know I'm live. Okay, alright, so now I've let all the appropriate people know that I'm live. Let's get this party started. How's your week been, Silva? It's been good, that's great. So, at the start of this, for the start of today's stream, we are going to get actual power up the celestial weapons, and then do the challenges, do the final battle, and just to prove, 496 bolts of lightning have come at me, and I successfully dodged 459 of them, 280 consecutive bolts in a row before I messed up. So you all see, I did the thing. Hey! Hey, Lethal Logic, good to see you. Listen, Jack already completely wrecked my team twice so far, so I went on a whole bunch of side quests just so I can be ready for it. So first thing I'm gonna do is go out into the plains, find another one of the Final Fantasy VII is badly translated. Is that supposed to be code for something? All right, let's see if there's another. All I have to do is pray at one more of the stones. There we go. My week's been all right. My week's been all right. Okay, here we go. This should. Did I not? Did I already pray at this one? I think I already prayed at that one. My week's been all right. I've been dealing with like housing stuff, and that's been challenging. So I found this guy who like was looking at getting someone to move in with him to help him with stuff because he was disabled. And yeah, that's the logic. I want to get the lance. Even if I don't power it up, I do still want to get it. Even if I don't power it up, I still do want to get it. I think I have to go back to the... Oof. I think I still have to go back to the beginning and follow something. But yeah, I found this guy who's like looking for a roommate to help him with stuff because he's disabled. And I don't know if I just took too long because I was asking questions because I didn't want to... Oh, wait, hello. I don't want to promise that I'm going to do something and then not do it. And have somebody, especially a disabled person, counting on me to do something that I can't do. Stick to the right-hand side. This thing moves so slowly. Where'd it go? Is the weapon here? Oh, it moves as I move? Oh. Right here? Prey is square, right? Am I facing the wrong stone? I was expecting this to go smoothly. Right in front of the pillar? Okay. I'm right in front of it. Oh, geez, that's rough. I made it through the first... I was able to make it through the first thing of Jack's powers, the first stage, but I got wiped out by the second stage. I'm not even gonna power up Kamari's lance. I was just getting it because it was here. This is the right pillar, right? Try walking away. I've prayed at three of the stones. Do I have to have encounters turned on or something? Pray at 4? The guide I saw said I have to pray at... The guide I saw said I had to pray at 3, but I can pray at 4. Yeah, I'll try going to Guado Salam and coming back. Okay, so I'll try leaving the area and coming back. What is that? Oh, that's a chest I already saw. That's kind of the generic fix for everything, right?
Why are you in Guado Salam? What business have you here?
You want to start something?
If it would please you to harm a defenseless old man, then burn me, boil me, it matters not.
Huh?
Lord Seymour is gone. No lord rises to take his place. The Guado merely wait for sin to come and finish us off.
Yeah, I know I gotta go to Lulu's thing.
Why should I care what you do to me? Oh. If it meant rejoining Lord Jiskel and Lord Seymour, then your taking off my head would be the greatest kindness.
That's oof.
Come to kill the...
Yeah, let's do this while I'm here. Okay.
Come to kill the old...
Why is he up here? Why is he going to the far plane? Does he do something if I let him go ahead of me to the far plane? What is he doing? Ah, is here to see Jiskel.
Benevolent Lord Jiskel and most wise Lord Seymour.
I don't see Seymour there.
Days spent in your service were the best in this old man's life. Those of us left behind will soon be destroyed by sin and join you in the far plane.
Not if nobody lives to send them.
You there, as I have served you in this world always. Even should sin disappear, the Guado are doomed without a leader.
Ha!
I'm still not the person I wanted to become. Not yet. I'll come back to let you know how things went. I hope I'll bring back...
All right. So let's look at what I've got so far. I've got Moon Crest, Moon Sigil, Mars Crest, Mars Sigil, Venus Crest, Venus Sigil, Mercury Crest, Mercury Sigil. The only ones I'm missing are the Sun, that's Titus. Waka's is one of these two, and the other one is for Kamari. I don't want to spend all stream chasing the butterflies. I really don't want to spend all stream. I've almost got the first one, the first butterfly chase down pat. I'm not planning to do Blitzball on stream because that's not a very fun. I don't know if that'd be very entertaining to watch. Me struggling at Blitzball. Yes, it worked this time. That's a very oddly shaped mirror. Oh, you're saying it's entertaining because it's dumb? Is that what you're saying, Lethal Logic? Okay. Hey, for its time, these graphics were legendary. And besides, I have this on the lowest setting. Yeah, I don't want to overheat my computer. It probably could, but because I'm running, since I'm running my vtuber software and my my streaming software at the same time, I didn't want to take any chances with it. Also, since I was looking at a guide last night, I found all of the secret things. Oh, I found all the secret things, so I'm not gonna do all of them, but I do want to poke around at some of them just to see what they are. I'm not doing the Omega Ruins. Yes, Cotton 4K Lethal Logic. About to be Cotton 4K, about to get wrecked again. I need to go to the Comlands.
Here we go.
Gotta activate all of these celestial weapons. Also, while I'm here, let me check with the monster dude, because I think I got, because since I got the Quacktar or whatever for doing the praying things, I think I got the Thunder Plains, all the Thunder Plains monsters. Which would give me enough tools to put auto haste. Believe in the me who believes in you. Ah, yes, the classic. Yes, got the chocobo wings. And all right, so I know chocobo wings are what you use to give auto haste, I believe. I can give stone proof to a couple people. I can give zombie proof to a couple people. I can give auto haste to one person. I don't know why I left there. I need to go back up to... I need to go back up to Rin's and buy those 4-slot armors. Yeah, of course it's gonna be Yuna. Of course it's gonna be Yuna. I didn't go through all this trouble maxing out, like, improving these Aeons. Which reminds me... Ooh, I can teach Drain. No, I need my Mega Potion, so I'm not going to choose Kiraga. I don't use X Potions, so I'm just going to teach Cura to Anima. So that way Anima can... yeah, that way Anima can cure itself if it needs to. Then I'll also get... Ooh, why is Drain so expensive? I could give it a little bit more health. Anyway, let's get... That was not the button I wanted.
Thank you. Welcome.
I want... Okay, got that. So I'm gonna do Yuna. Gonna do just make sure you enter the battle with your preferred Aeon's Overdrive in full Oblivion checks face with Anima. I'm actually wanting to save because I think Anima might do too much damage, might overkill the first form, because I think Anima does like 85k on its ultimate. So I'm gonna use Bahamut first, and then Shiva to blow through his first stage. Then I'm gonna use Anima and gonna use Anima and Yojimbo, and well, I'll start with Yojimbo, see if I can get that sweet spot with the Yojimbo in order to take out his second form. Yes, Magus Sisters. Okay, who am I using? And my third slot will probably be, because I'm gonna have Yuna, Auron, and Should the third slot be... Well, I'm gonna have Riku, so I guess I can have Riku. Yeah, I guess I can do Riku.
Thank you.
Okay. See, I could just save some of my Petriform grenades because I already have a soft ring with stoneproof, but only has room for one other thing, and I want to get stoneproof. Yeah, I can definitely feel that lethologic. It's I want to get stoneproof, zombie proof, and auto haste on Yuna along with her HP up. So let's prep Yuna's Petra ring. So we take stone proof. I wish there was game over proof. Okay, so that's Yuna done. This guy needs stone proof, zombie proof. I wish I could give him auto haste, but I don't have enough chocobo things. I'm not getting hit with any elemental magic. For the last slot, probably just do defense up or HP up. I could do HP up. I don't want to use my special sphere. Could do a simple defense plus 5. Does Jack do physical or magical damage? Do you know? He does both? Okay. Then I'll just do a flat HP up. So he's gonna have HP plus 10, HP plus 20. Because just having more HP is useful at that point. I'm not sure if Riku's the one I want on the front line. I think because my third slot can be anybody. I could do Lulu for her damage output, but Lulu's not surviving anything. Like, Lulu isn't going to be surviving any hits at all. So I should probably do Kamari, because Kamari has Ultima. But Kamari's not going to have a damage break damage limit. Ah. Yeah, I could do butterflies. How much HP does Kamari have? 3,400. Yeah, Lulu's HP is really low. I could do Waka, but Waka won't have... Well, my Waka's not strong enough to break damage limit anyway. But he is still going to be doing a lot of damage. Waka does already have a zombie-proof arm guard, so I could go a Waka. Because, like, my Riku doesn't do a whole bunch of damage. And she's not going to have alchemy in this on this one. Because I'm going to have her with her super weapon. I might still have her with the alchemy weapon. I see what you did there, Lethalogic. Okay, so let's grab Yuna. Third slot, still not sure yet. Yeah.
You're counting. Here we go.
We'll present the weapon. We'll do units first. Cool. One weapon's up. Let me see what it says though. I try to do units again. Okay. I really wanted to get... Ah, yeah. You really think I should try doing the butterfly trial again, Lethal Logic? Okay, weapons at max power. Onion Knight. Just a little dude. Yeah, it does allow Ixion to break damage limit. Okay. Why is she the one who gets a goofy pose? Like, everybody else just presented their weapon, and she just, like, stands there posing with it. That's hilarious. Yeah, you bring up a valid point, Lethal Logic. That's 4 of them. I think that's all I had. There's no way I'm getting Titus's. Like... One, two, three, 4. Yeah, it's 4. Triple overdrive, double AP, 1 MP cost. Okay. Ooh, Gillionaire. Yeah, they really do. They really do. I just think it's hilarious that Lulu's weapon has magic booster and 1 MP cost. I think I might do Lulu. Just because she's gonna crank out so much damage with double cast. And with 1 MP cost and break damage limit applies for her spells too, right? Okay. Then I'm gonna go with Lulu. I'm gonna go with Lulu in my third spot then. I just need... Hold your horses. So I didn't get... I never got Flare on Lulu. But I have one black magic sphere left. So I am going to grab Ultima. So then I can double cast Ultima to blow things up, and it's only going to cost 1 MP with my break damage limit. So that should put Lulu where she needs to be DPS wise. Which means I just need a better... Do I have any good bangles for... You could use a Tetra Bangle for 5% defense. No, I need extra HP. I need the extra HP, so let's head back to Rin's. Oh, whoop. Grab that no encounters thing. I wish it didn't require the sigils. If it didn't require the sigils, I would be much happier with how they do the, like, getting the Aeons to break the damage limit. Yep, trust.
Thank you. Yup.
I wish I could, yeah, Waka's is completely unnecessary. Like, it is not, it is so ridiculous. Okay, now we need... I'm not sure if it's even worth putting zombie proof on her, because there's no way Lulu is surviving. Ooh, yes, we need the extra HP. Yes, that's better. Okay. Like, zombie proof, because if Jekt does his ultimate, it gives them zombie. I have no idea. I have no idea. Alright. Now that we've got all this set up, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then when I get back, we will go do the final battle. All right. I don't know, Silva. All right, I'll be right back. Were you guys good while I was gone? Walking breasts. Okay. All right, lethal logic. Okay. With her extra HP, that should help. Yeah, Silva, you're always the best. I like Riku's weapon because the triple overdrive, like, but she never does enough damage for it to be worth. But Gillionaire is nice because doesn't that double the amount of gil you earn? Let me look up real quick what Gillionaire does. Actually, Silva, can you look it up for me? What Gillionaire does? You just can't with it? You just can't with it, lethal logic? Just extra gil? Do you know if the person with Gillionaire has to be in the battle to get the extra gil? Or is it like no encounters where just somebody has to have it on? I've got 300k gil. Hopefully that'll be enough to get some goodies from whatchamacallit? From to get the good stuff from Yojimbo. I'm going to use Yuna's ultimate. I'm going to use her grand summon on Yojimbo because that increases the likelihood of Yojimbo doing the Zenmasu or whatever, the super attack. What do you think? Think I should go farming for Gil or should I go straight for the fight? Because in this final dungeon, if I go no encounters, I should be able to run straight there. But if I turn off the no encounters, I can farm for Gil on the way there. We're gonna go no encounters just to see. Yeah, we're gonna go no encounters just to see what happens. Oh, the one with Gillionaire needs to be in the party? Okay. Dude, with no encounters, that means I can actually explore here, see if there's anything worthwhile in here. Because before I was just getting curb stomped. Like, I never saw it was over here. Oh, okay, lethal logic. That literally just went in a circle. That literally just went in a circle. Are you kidding me? That just went in a circle. So the first time I came through here, the monsters were kicking my rear end so bad I couldn't really explore. Yes. Be gentle, Jack. With Valifor through... Just go in, wail on him with Valifor through Shiva Overdrive, then Phase 2 give him the Wombo combo with Bahamut through Magus Sisters. Gotta survive. Valifor has break damage limit, so that'll be nice. What's this? Yeah, I had to go on a quest to get anima. What is this place back here? Is this some secret? Level 4 key sphere. How did those open up? Where's this go? Four on one. That sounds like a Waka thing. Yeah, it was. Water strike, fire strike, lightning strike, ice strike. That's funny. There's so many things I missed because I was rushing through here the first time. Bracer is... Ha! I don't know. That could do it. That could do me in. Did I already do this one? Yeah, I've already got this one. Okay. All right, here we are. Yeah, I did. Here's hoping with Ultima, being able to double cast Ultima, that I'll be able to do a butt ton of damage with Lulu. She's almost as much magic. Let me see how much was Lulu going to gain if I kept pushing? She would have gained 8 more magic if I kept pushing. I don't think that's enough to warrant anything. Okay, let me make sure that... Yep, got her haste ring. Ultra memory glands, yes. With haste on Yuna, I'm hoping... Yup. There we go. Piece of... Nope. How is it even with auto haste, Auron goes first?
go so easy on you next time.
I'll keep Titus in there for now. Definitely not fighting these. Oh, first strike. Okay.
I'll be right back. I won't go so easy on you next time.
Nope, not that thing. Come on.
Live and let live.
Which reminds me, I should take off his taming sword. I do not want to walk into the final battle, get so desperate I have to use Titus, and have him have a taming sword. Which reminds me... Listen, Lethal Logic. Listen. I'm not getting any final battle if I can't find any more of these crystals. There we go. Infinity? Let me see. Did I get anything useful? Oh, I got 2 teleport spheres. Not sure where I got those. Okay, let me do something real quick. Because I have any node activated by an ally. Okay, never mind. Attribute node. Um. Would that be worth it teaching Yuna Ultima? She does have the break damage limit. I could teach Yuna Ultima. Just friend sphere over. I mean, Yuna already has Holy. I wonder what does more damage, Holy or Ultima? I move right there, have her learn Ultima. Oh, she has a vastly better magic stat than Lulu. Her magic stat is huge. I'm just wondering. Well, I was planning to have Lulu do. I was planning to have Lulu double cast. Double cast Ultima, since I hadn't gotten her flare yet. Because everybody else is just trying to do damage between Yuna summons. Every time it's Yuna's turn, I'm going to be summoning somebody. Do I even have... Hold on. So I can learn Flare. I mean, I can learn Ultima. Get a little bit more strength for Auron. If I could get a magic +4 for Lulu, that would get her up a little bit more on the damage department. You keen to watch the battle unfold? Let's see. These are all magic by 3 points. There we go, magic by 4 points. That's all. That's what I wanted for Lulu. There we go, magic stat went up. Yuna's. Ooh, wait. was... Is double cast and a skill? No, it's not a skill, it's a ability. Oh, it's a special. Okay. Which means hold on. As 1 MP cost. This, you might have been onto something. You might have been onto something, Lethal Logic. All right, so I got I don't think anybody, I have anybody with copycat. All right, every little bit of strength that goes up increases the damage output of the physical attack of Anima as well as the Magus sisters. Okay. Oh no. Because strength went up, some of their HP went up slightly. Oh well, we gotta run with it. We gotta run with it. All right. Yeah, that double cast Ultima should hit really hard. It should hit like a freight train. Both Yuna and Lulu will be able to double cast Ultima. Oh, Holy only does 1 damage to one enemy. Ultima does damage to all of them. So then I'll be able to break apart the pagodas. That'll be nice. No, I just want to make sure I have this right. I don't want to lose again. All right. That was my last chance to prepare. I mean, I guess I could have prepared here, but... Ugh.
You're late, Orin. I know. Hey. You got tall, but you're all bones. You eating right, boy? You've really grown.
Yeah, but you're still bigger.
Well, I am Sin, you know.
Yep, Magic Babe's got it handled.
It's not funny.
Ugh.
Well, then, I mean, you know. Let's end this.
Dad,
Yeah.
I hate you.
Said with so much love.
I know. You know what you have to do.
Yeah.
I can't hear the hymn so well anymore. Pretty soon I'm gonna be Sin, completely. I'm glad you're here now. One thing though. When it starts, I won't be myself anymore. I won't be able to hold myself back. I'm sorry.
That's enough. Let's finish this. Okay?
You're right.
I'm debating if I should have Auron armor break, because I think he has armor,
Well then, let's go.
because Auron's got first strike. Why is Titus in the starting row? It's a shame I never went back in order to get the better version. Ooh, that was like 40,000 damage. Why was that so much damage? What? We're almost through his HP with just that one. Oh, shnikes. Okay. It's gonna be so much overkill. Who do I use here? I think I should use Shiva, but I wanted to shave Shiva. I wanted to use Shiva on this one anyway. Yes, Valiflor. If Valiflor had lived long enough to make a second shot, it would have been beautiful. Ifrit, I don't think my Ifrit has its damage thing broken. Yeah, we'll just run the gamut. I think the only one I got was Shiva, but yeah. Yeah, probably. Hey, he's using his overdrive on Ifrit. I'll take that as a win. He's at 10k health. I'm sorry, Lethal Logic. I know Ifrit was your favorite. I just gotta hope that Yuna goes in order to summon before he does his attack and wipes out my team. I wish it auto-saved when he started part 2. Oh, yes. Glorious. Now we grab Anima. Do I grab Anima or do I try for Yojimbo? Why do my Magus sisters not have full? Why do my Magus sisters not have full overdrives? Oh no. Oh no. All right, let's Anima. I wanted to save the Grand Summon for What? 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 We just did it? That was an overkill? 150k? Bruh! All this preparation! That was glorious. I'm glad we got that on stream. I'm glad we got that on stream. Only way it could have been better would have been if it was full animation instead of short animation. But now the fun begins. Now we get our heartstrings plucked because now we get this epic death scene between two characters who don't actually exist.
You'll cry. You're gonna cry. You always cry. See? You're crying.
Oh, I love these graphics.
I hate you, Dad.
Yeah, Anima definitely covered me there.
Save it for later.
Right. We've got a job to do, don't we?
Sure.
Good. That's right.
Sure, Silva, we can go a little later.
After all.
It's Friday, why not?
You
I
know,
wish Jeremy was here,
for the
though.
first time, I'm glad to have you as my father.
Aww.
Subject. I should.
No. Yuna. There's no time.
You stay away!
Yuna. You know what to do. The Aeons.
We Aeons.
I never even used Bahamut.
Call them.
Call us.
Fine, getting all choosy and testy. I still can't believe I got all the way here and one of my Magus sisters wasn't ready.
Yes. Here it comes.
So is this Sin's final form or something? The easiest final boss. Are you saying that instead of summoning, I should just have Yuna do Ultima twice?
Yuna!
Oh, I have to summon? Oh, is this Yuna only? Wait, is she fighting them? What am I... Wait. Should I summon a strong summon or a weak summon? Okay. I'll summon Anima. She can build up her meter some more so I can ulti this thing. Lethal Logic, I wish I'd heard that before I did this. What do you mean? Do I have to fight all the summons? Do I have to fight all of them? Why'd that just miss? Yeah? What about these halos? That's auto life. Oh. Wow, that's weird. That 8k damage? That was beautiful. I still don't understand why Orin missed. So we have to beat all of them. Okay. I guess that works. I guess. Why can Orin just not hit? Alright, listen, I wasn't ready to fight Dark Valifor, okay? People told me that I would just be able to go back for the thing. It's once I got the airship. Orin does not have bad accuracy. I'm literally just having Yuna double cast Ultima on all of them. Because if they have the same amount of HP that my normal teams, that they normally do when I use them, then like, that's fine. Is auto life the ability where like, you just come back as soon as you die? Having, getting Ultima has proven to be a brutally effective choice. And going for that double cast on Yuna. I thought Auto Life and Auto Phoenix were the same thing. So Auto Life does what I thought Auto Phoenix does. Is it possible to get Auto Life on armor? Okay. Like, this is visually epic, but because my Yuna can just double cast Ultima, this is kind of like... I want Orin to actually hit a thing. I really want Orin to actually land a hit. This man's has only landed one attack this entire boss fight. I get, like, Yuna is soloing all of these things. Yuna double cast Ultima is kind of dirty. I guess he is a little bit bored with this battle. What happens if you don't, like, what happens if you don't get the extra summons? Is this battle just shorter if you don't get the extra summons? Like, if I didn't know about the auto life, I would be a little bit worried. If I didn't know that my characters couldn't literally die, I would be a lot more worried about this fight, and it would be a lot more tense, because it'd be like, if I let them go, they might dunk on me. Shiva's just gonna dodge Orin. I know she is. Yeah, pretty much, Lethal Logic. That auto haste on Yuna's armor is completely disgusting. Not Bahamut. He's my favorite. But the only one who might survive the thing is Magus Sisters. Because Magus Sisters have enough HP and enough defense that double casted Ultima might not kill them. Not the boy. Oh. Oh. Auron finally hit, and he came. He. When you swing for the king, you best not miss. Hold up. I'm glad you're here too, Lethologic. I'm really glad that you're here. Auron just came in there and finally hit as like, I am finally hitting something. Yeah, I can't bear to see Bahamut possessed by you, Yevon, like this. And Auron goes back to missing. At least he hit and he crit. I'm glad he crit. Yuna double casting the strongest spell in the game is kind of hilarious. I think the only one I have left is Magus Sisters, right? This one, they might survive the double Ultima. Will I actually see the full summoning thing? Because every time, when I first got them and used them since then, the screen always blacked out whenever I tried to summon them. Yes, you absolutely right, Lethologic. Which ones you haven't possessing? Oh, he splits into 3? Let me check something real quick. Alright, so... Oh wait, was it saying things? Oh my gosh, I was blasting them away so fast, I never actually got to see if were they saying things this whole time? Because look, it says stop the suffering, don't cry, gotta say goodbye. Oh, as I kill them, I lost the ability to summon, so I couldn't summon if I wanted to here. All my summons are gone. No! I didn't even realize that as I was destroying them, the summons were disappearing. Now it's a complete defeat because we got all the summons. Now we finally get to find out what Yu Yevon is.
Everyone, this is the last time we fight together. Okay?
Is now when he drops this thing? I knew it. Like, Yuna called
What
it.
I'm trying to say is, after we beat you, Yevon, I'll disappear.
What
Wha-
are you talking
Why are
about?
you dropping that now? Why are you dropping that info bomb now? Yuna knew it. She called it. You could have told them. You could have had time to say goodbye. You could have, like,
I'm saying goodbye.
Not now.
you could
I know
have.
it's selfish, but this is my story.
Bro, you're not even on my team. Oh, it's got. Oh, that's a decent amount of health. Almost 100k health? That's pretty brutal. Alright, let's do this. I finally get to use this. Oh, failed. Oh well. 20k damage isn't bad. Listen, all right. It wasn't the best casting. It still did 20k damage. I'll take it. It probably would have like beat him up if I'd gotten it right. It's got a decent amount of HP. Do I still have auto life on all my characters? Bro, why does this guy just keep healing himself? He's not doing... Yo, this haste. Banishing Dull Blade. It's like a war of attrition with this guy. Let's see what his HP is. He's down to 34k. All right, let's try this. No, he didn't. That was bad. That was a negative damage round. Yuna's auto haste is really, really carrying this fight. Can this guy do anything besides heal himself? Oh no! Yuna has the speed stat. Oh! Jeez, with this kind of damage output, Yuna might have been able to take on Jekt on her own. Is it dead? Yes, lethal logic. That is exactly what Yuna's like. Yes, hashtag Titus Vi. Can we get F's in the chat for Titus? After all these years, I'm finally completing a game off of my bucket list. I wonder if I can stream watching the Eternal Calm video thing. Yep. Why are they clapping in rhythm like that? Why are the Chocobo Knights back in Besaid? They were nowhere, like, did they trek all the way back? Now I'm mad I never talked to them. Oh, the Crusaders did start there. Oh, hey, it's the dude we saved. How does the Chocobo even know what's going on? I'm just confused. Does Yu Yevon have any actual attacks? Because all it was doing was using Kiraga and Osmose. Like, it didn't do anything. On almost 100k HP and just sat there taking it. Oh, 100k HP and nothing to do with it. Oh, are all the summons disappearing? The Faith are finally waking up or whatever. They finally get to stop dreaming because they've been dreaming for so long. I find it funny that in the final battle, Yuna carried. Yeah, I'm sorry about Ifrit, Lethologic. I know Ifrit's your favorite. Of course I remembered Lethologic. I remember everything you say. Or at least I try to. No, Orin, I spent so long grinding for your weapon.
But
It's all right.
So, how I actually learned about Orin being already dead,
It's been
when I was a kid, I found a fan fiction that paired Orin and Riku and made a reference to it. And I didn't know if it was somebody the person made up, or if it was actually a thing that was in the game because I couldn't finish the game.
This is your world now.
I didn't play Kingdom Hearts 2. I played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 1, but I never finished Kingdom Hearts 1. Yes. Yes. Is it now? Oh, look at these graphics. Look at these graphics. So the Faith finally gets a rest on the far plane, right? What in the world? Actually, I'm gonna cut the background music just so I can enjoy this moment. Yes, they did, Lethologic. I'm surprised you, Yevon, didn't try possessing Titus, because Titus is technically a summon.
Yuna, I have to go. I'm sorry I couldn't show you Xanarkand.
Xanarkand never, your Xanarkand hasn't existed.
Goodbye.
Hey!
we're gonna see you again.
No, you won't.
Yuna!
It would have been a really anticlimactic if while Yuna was trying to leap into his arms, she fell through his arms and fell off the ship. HD revamp magic, yeah. She said it. She said it. Oh my gosh, lethal logic. Yes, I did spam the double cast Ultima. Yes, it was cheesy and cheap as all get out, but man, was it fun. But like, Jack and Titus aren't even dead. They never even lived. Is she whistling, hoping he'll come running? Oh my gosh, that's so heartbreaking. She's whistling, just hoping he'll come running.
Yuna, it's time.
What's this world gonna do without summons? I don't know, like, whatever threat comes next, they won't have.
Everyone has lost something precious. Everyone here has lost homes, dreams, and friends. Everybody? Now, Sin is finally dead. Now, Spira is ours again. Working together. Now we can make new homes for ourselves. And new dreams. Although I know the journey will be hard, we have lots of time. Together, we will rebuild Spira. The road is ahead of us, so let's start out today.
I've never used the Magus Sisters ultimate. Lethal logic.
Just one more thing. The people and the friends that we have lost. No dreams that have faded. Never forget them.
Wow. Never forget them. I don't want to get copyright struck or whatever, so I'm going to turn the background music back on. Yeah, Silva, that was Final Fantasy X. I spent, what was it, 3 weeks prepping for that final battle for literally none of the prep work besides getting Ultima and double cast on Yuna to actually matter. I'm so mad. I'm not mad. I'm like, I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling some kind of way. Because that was very emotional. We knew Titus was going, but like, okay. Did I miss something? Like, did we ever figure out what Yu Yevon was? Like, we know that Yu Yevon was wearing Sin. Was. Alright, Silva, hop in Discord. Hello, Silva.
Hello there.
All right. So, I'm gonna let the credits roll and just add your image onto this screen. Where's image capture? Image. There we go.
I shall start. Hello there.
Hello there. Okay, there we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so welcome, and so do we ever figure out who or what Yu Yevon is, or is that a thing for Final Fantasy X too, or did I just miss it?
It was explained in the game. During the battle between Xanarkand and Bevel, 1,000 whatever years ago, Yevon was the one who first summoned Sin. He was the summoner of Xanarkand.
Okay.
And so he summoned the summoner, wrecked Bevel, wrecked Xanarkand.
Did he just lose control of it?
I don't think that was explained, but I know that it was... He made Yevon, the religion, in order to keep a war like that from happening again, and he put in all these rules. What you just fought was what remained of him after 1,000-something years.
And he's just been constantly possessing the Aeons in order to enforce his religion in the hopes of preventing a war from happening again.
Exactly.
So, like, who... So Xanarkand was... I thought Xanarkand was the one with the Machina. I didn't realize Xanarkand was the one with the summons.
It was Bevel. Remember how the temple looked?
Yeah. So Bevel were the ones with the Machina? Or did they both have Machina?
They both had it. 1,000 years ago, it was all over the place.
Okay. But the summoner... And they all had summons, right?
I think it was limited to Xanarkand, but I would have to look into it.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, so let's... Now that question's been answered, you said you had some questions you wanted to go over with me to pick my brain for my thoughts on the game.
Yep. And first off, this is easily one of my favorite Final Fantasies. From the amazing pre-rendered cutscenes to the heart-wrenching story and the music.
Oh
my
gosh,
favorite song
Mm-hmm.
or piece to come from this game is To Xanarkand.
Mm-hmm.
It is just this absolutely beautiful piece of piano music.
Mm-hmm.
And just hearing it on startup makes you feel like this is not going to be your average Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on it, and what's your favorite piece of the game?
You say my thoughts on the music or on the game as a whole?
The music.
I thought the music was legendary. I think it had so many good parts. I wasn't really picking up on all of them just because I didn't want to because I didn't want to deal with like copyright stuff. I always had music playing in the background. Some non-copyright music playing in the background in order to keep the content ID from picking up any copyrighted songs. I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. Something's happening on screen. 1 second. Water. What is that? That's Titus.
Yes, and I hate to blow your bubble. It's pronounced Titus.
Titus.
Yeah. So.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me watch the rest of this scene. What's going on here? Oh, okay. There was a scene.
A setup at 10-2.
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard 10-2 was something like they're looking for him or something.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other stuff going on. You'll see if and when you get to it.
Mhm.
Well, when you get to it. I don't know how long you'll be able to continue streaming, but...
Yeah. Yeah.
So... what was it? Oh yeah, so you never really heard the music to say what your favorite piece would be.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I never really had a favorite piece. Hold on, Lethal Logic said something. The world building was masterclass. I remember the website that posted Final Fantasy series art. I had fun browsing through the Final Fantasy art, mostly the Aeon sigils. Epic site all gone now. Yeah, that is sad. But I mean, Enter Zanarkand is legendary. Some of the battle music was just really good. Like the battle music for Jack was really good.
Oh yeah, Otherworld, it is not your average Final Fantasy song, but when it hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings us to, who do you feel had the best character arc? For me, it was Wakka.
I feel like Wakka's the only one who got a complete character arc. Like, Tidus was a showboat the whole way. He was like the straight man who always needed things explained to him throughout the entire game. But he slowly towards the end came to accept his fate and was dedicated to trying to save Yuna. I think it's kind of ironic that like Tidus and Riku bonded over this whole thing of trying to save Yuna, but then Tidus was the one who disappeared.
Yeah, and about the Tidus thing, when the game first came out, we didn't really have a lot of access to interviews, and E3 wasn't as huge as it was now. Yeah. But there was actually an interview at around the time the game came out where they said his name.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel Wakka had the most growth because he started out as this staunch religious man who would not hear anything to the contrary to what he believed in. But then slowly throughout the adventure, he has his eyes opened, he has his beliefs questioned, and he had no choice but to change.
Right. He got to seeing. He reminded me of like your stereotypical person who starts in a conservative religious community and never sees anything outside of their religion. So they just never see anything, and they believe their faith is all there is.
Oh yeah. Which brings me to the next part.
Mm-hmm.
This entire story is a huge commentary on religion as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel in specific it is on Christianity.
Well, I mean, I think they hit the nose on the head by calling the bad guy Sin.
Pretty much. Basically, it's for all religion, but specifically Christianity. The question this game poses is, when does sin stop?
Well, it takes this idea of atonement and it flips it on its head, because like the people believe that their atonement process will one day set them free, which is why they devote so much time and effort to it. They follow the tenets, and there's this real existential threat that the people believe will set them free. They will one day be free of, if they follow the religion, if they follow the rules. And then you slowly find out, like as you explained to me, that was all, it was all a facade. It was all a form of control. I mean, it was, oh, thanks Lethologic. It was all a form of control. It was all some way to keep the people, to keep the cycle of life going. And they wanted this atonement to be a constant part of the cycle, because as long as people were atoning, they weren't raising up Numachina, they weren't raising up weapons of war, they weren't doing all these things, because everyone was focused and united. It reminded me a little bit, you remember Watchmen?
Yeah, with how what's his name?
Ozymandias?
Yeah, Ozymandias was trying to get everybody to go to war with each other, or specifically against those dirty commies.
No, actually, that's the exact opposite of what happened.
Well, you know what I mean. He was trying to make it feel like they're the ones who did something
No.
in order to... No, sorry. It's been so long since I saw the movie. I'm sorry.
So what Ozymandias did was he launched an attack, and he framed Dr. Manhattan for it. And by framing Dr. Manhattan for the attack, that caused the Cold War to come to an abrupt end, and everyone all the sides had to unite. The communists and the capitalists had to unite against a common threat that was Dr. Manhattan.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
So, and because he got a sample of the energy Dr. Manhattan uses, and he duplicated that and put it into a bomb in order to frame Dr. Manhattan, because he believed that if people had an existential threat, they had a single threat to be afraid of. Oh my gosh, Lethologic. If people had a single threat to be afraid of, then they would stay in line. They would be obedient, and
yeah. And I'm not saying that Yevon was in the wrong here.
Yevon did give them 1,000 years of peace. Albeit,
well, quote peace.
Yes, and that also brings me to another point, because at what point is it still peace? Like, they were not in overt war with everyone. The entire world was united under one banner of one religion and one code, one creed, one language, even. Well, except for some of the side characters we never really talked about. Like,
well, the Albed too. They never bought into the whole teachings of Yevon.
Right, but the Albed were a minority, and they were a small group that was constantly on the run for their lives. And the Al Bhed also served an important purpose because anything that happened that didn't fit in with Yevon's teachings, that anything that might make people question it, the Yevonites,
They were the scapegoat.
right? They could just blame the Al Bhed. Like, when Yuna, when they thought Yuna was going to get the final Aeon, right? Instead of having people hunting her and smearing her name, Micah said that it was all the Al Bhed's fault and that Yuna was innocent because he needed Yuna to use the final Aeon on Sin to get them some time to restart the cycle. It was definitely interesting. I feel like this goes back to what I said about Waka being the only one who got a character arc. Everybody else is like, even like Yuna, even though her faith has been broken, her entire worldview has been shattered. At the end of the game, she is doing the exact thing she wanted to do from the beginning. Hey, can you say something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was making sure that my Discord wasn't muted, that I wasn't talking to thin air here as far as the stream was concerned.
No, I can hear you. I'm just staying silent by you.
Yeah.
Go on.
And so, at the end of the game, Yuna has done what she set out to do. She set out to give Spira peace. That was her goal. And even though she didn't do it through Yevon, she did it through different means, she still completed her goal. Like, Lulu starts out being, seeing Yuna as a little sister, wanting to see Yuna through to the end of her pilgrimage, and this was technically the end of the pilgrimage. And Lulu is dealing with the ghosts of the summoner that she wasn't able to save. And now Lulu can say she escorted a summoner to the end of the pilgrimage, to the end of the ultimate pilgrimage. And then, like, Riku is trying to save Yuna, and so she did what she set out to do. That didn't change. Kimari, well, he was rejected by the Ronsos, but then he eventually re-earned the respect of his fellow Ronsos. And the whole thing was Kimari would never admit when he was defeated, and because of that, the other Ronsos got angry at his pride and snapped his horn. So he had to do this whole kind of arc of learning to accept what he could do, but he ended being the victor. He ended being the superhero on this legendary team that defeated Sin. Auron was trying to keep a promise, which he did. He did what he set out to do. The only one who didn't end up doing what they set out to do, who didn't end up in the same way, who actually had to change, was Waka. Waka wanted everything to happen by the book through Yevon. To him, it mattered not just what he did, but how he did it. Which is something you see a lot in religious conservatives. This idea that it's not just it's not just the ends that justify the means. The means have to be through specific patterns. Yes, Lethologic, I messed up the banishing blade. That the means have to be through specific paths and have to accomplish certain things, and that if you don't follow certain procedures to achieve the end goal, that the end goal just isn't valuable, isn't worth it, it's tainted somehow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
What was your next question?
So let's move on a little. What setting did you like best? Did you like Besaid, Xanarkand, Macedania, the Thunder Plains? I think the best setting was the Macedania Forest.
I liked Mount Gagazet because it was just so bizarre. Like, I was expecting to climb up a mountain. I wasn't expecting those paths, those mountain paths. that felt like it was inside of some kind of canyon or something. Like, it looked like the mountain was going around me, like we were climbing up inside the mountain or something. It was just
I
so
could see it.
bizarre. Mount Gagazet was interesting. I also enjoyed the Calmlands, just because the Calmlands were that stereotypical part of a Final Fantasy game. Whenever the world opens up, you get to the open world.
Yeah.
And like, oh, Lethologic says that they like Besaid. Tranquility 100%. Wasn't very tranquil when I got jumped by Dark Valifor. But yeah, so Mount Gagazet was just weird. The Calmlands were interesting. There was a lot of interesting stuff. But like, as a sci-fi person, right? Zanarkand, the dual nature of Zanarkand, where on the one hand, Zanarkand is this futuristic city with lots of Machina playing tons of Blitzball, but then it's also this ruined city that was destroyed in ancient times. That duality really comes across powerfully for me.
A kind of cool aspect, cause, and if you didn't know where they were in the opening credits when 2 Zanarkand plays, you keep expecting, you know, Tidus should say like, I'm gonna show you Zanarkand, let's head to Zanarkand, and you're going to expect to see that city that you saw in the beginning, but repaired, right?
Right.
And then you finally get there and boom, ruins. Like, even if the ruins are still there, you could have even expected them to have just built over them. Like,
Yeah.
think the slums under Midgar as how it would look.
Right, and so it actually begs this interesting question, right? If Zanarkand is the ending point of every summoner's pilgrimage, right? Like, every summoner that undergoes the pilgrimage, their goal is to get to Zanarkand, get the final Aeon, and defeat Sin, right? Why did no one build a town at Zanarkand in order to welcome the summoner coming to get their final Aeon? No one built over the ruins, no one repaired anything, no one even set up a shop there.
So you could make the argument that because it's such a sacred site, no one wanted to build anything there. Like, the pyramids, they're outside of Cairo, but they're also like right there on the edge. It's built adjacent, but nothing is built around them. Machu Picchu, even, you know, it's this amazing historic site where many people travel each year, but you probably don't find too much there. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I guess it leans into that whole hyper religious mindset.
Exactly.
Which
so you now thinking back on it, you understand that they ruined the surprise twist immediately, right?
You mean the whole thing with Bahamut's faith telling Tidus in the beginning that he won't make it back?
No, I mean that the only character you can name is Tidus. And every Final Fantasy before, 1 through 9, you could name each and every character. But here comes 10 with the only nameable character being Titus. And then after, with 12, 13, and 15, you can't name them at all.
Mhm. You can name all the Aeons.
Exactly. And you can name Titus.
Oh, because he's a summon.
Exactly.
That's funny. Logic
So-
said Lulu and Lady Ginham's backstory. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting story.
Which one was Lady Ginham? Was
So-
that her summoner?
Yeah, yeah, that was the summoner that died. That Lulu couldn't protect.
Okay. I don't recall them ever saying her name.
I don't either, but it's the only lady involved with Lulu, and I know Logic knows all the Lulu lore. Obsessed with her and her two big plot devices.
Yeah. So now we'll just move on to some of the more fun stuff. Like how Titus's hair just randomly changes between blonde and silver, and his inner voice and speaking voice are like completely different.
Yeah, so like his internal monologue is this like mature and epic person, but like after you get to the ruins of Xanarkand, there shouldn't be any more internal monologue anymore because you're not retelling the story. Like
Exactly.
everything's moving forward.
And I just think it's funny that, it's like that. It's weird, it's funny.
Mhm.
So let's come to one of the most infamous parts of Final Fantasy X. That freaking laugh.
So I saw a meme one time that went into the whole thing about the laugh. And it brought up this point that like it's not the voice acting that's bad right there. They're trying to do a forced laugh and it sounds like a forced laugh. They're trying to do this loud, bombastic, forced laugh to talk about laughing whenever they want to cry or laughing whenever they don't want to laugh. And I feel like that scene accomplishes that goal.
It does, and it does so perfectly.
Mhm.
Now, have you ever heard the Japanese version of it?
No, I haven't.
Do me a favor and pull it up.
Okay.
And you might want to put it on screen.
I'm not sure what the rules are about showing somebody else's YouTube video.
I mean, okay, so on YouTube, I don't know.
Yeah, I know they do it all the time on Twitch. I know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen all the others do it all the time on Twitch. So
Yeah, so like YouTube and Twitch work differently with that. And like somebody even like Ludwig even made a comment that like all those people who like all their content is watching and reacting to YouTube videos just would not be able to function on YouTube. All right, let's see. Japanese Titus laugh scene. Let's see this. Why is there background music?
I think it was in there in the original even.
No, it just had this like epic music in the background, but it was okay. Okay. Okay, lethal logic. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna skip to the laughing part. Let's see this laugh. Oh my gosh. It's like he's yelling.
I think he sounds like a crow.
Yeah, I think he sounds like a crow.
And honestly, it's one of the times I think the Japanese version is just so much better.
That was hilarious. All right, so
Don't it, Netho?
yeah, he does sound like a crow. Lethal logic not letting go of that double cast Ultima.
I noticed.
I mean, to be fair, that was literally the entire final battle.
True. Well, speaking of, how did you feel about that? Now that you know why it's a complete joke of a final boss.
Okay. So, if I did not know that my characters would instantly revive after dying, like if you had not told me, I would have been hella nervous. Like, if I did not know, I would have been crazy nervous and worried about losing at that point, right? But then, like, also, if I hadn't done that thing, if Lethal Logic had, like, Lethal Logic saved me there, because Lethal Logic is the one who suggested getting double cast, though they said double cast Flare. I went with double cast Ultima because I didn't have Flare yet. But they were the one who suggested putting that on Yuna, and then because Yuna had haste, that carried me through the final battle. And then after we got through to actually fighting Yu Yevon and its parasite tick form, it was a whole thing. Like, really, like, okay, level with me here. Can Yu Yevon do anything besides heal itself and take my MP?
Let me double check, but I don't think so.
Because, like, that's all it did.
Oh, he can do Gravid Jaw. Not Ga, but Jaw, the next level up.
Okay, what's that one do? Just damage?
Remove 75% of your HP. He can't KO you.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. First off, Lethal Logic, haha. Are you telling me that in this final battle, you automatically revive if you are killed, and the final boss physically cannot kill you?
Yep.
So, like, I'm of two minds with this, right? On the one hand, that just sounds stupid, right? That just sounds absolutely stupid to do that, because it removes all threat from the final battle and it makes the final battle legitimately a playable cutscene. It just makes it a playable cutscene.
Pretty much.
But because Jekt is so hard and you do not have a chance to heal or refill your change your stuff, equip anything, you do not have a chance to do anything between Jekt and the final battle. I can see where they're like, if you make it through the final form of Jekt, that you've earned the right to finish the game, and they absolutely positively do not want you to end up in a situation where you can't finish the game because you've made it through the hardest main boss in the game. Alternatively, they could have made a save spot or done an auto save.
Yes, that's it is a blessing from the Aeons.
Like, if they put a save spot, one final save spot between fighting Jekt and fighting the final boss, where you could go and prepare and do everything, then they could have justified making the final boss a complete heartbreaker, a complete destructive force of nature, because, like, yeah, but also, I only beat Jekt because I had auto haste, and getting auto haste requires going through a whole thing to, like, and you can only put auto haste on one piece of equipment. I had auto haste on Yuna, which allowed her to keep acting before Jekt, and I'd gotten so many celestial weapons that I had multiple Aeons that could break the damage limit.
Exactly.
Which, you know, that's, if I had not done all of that, all those side quests, it would have been, even if I had completed the default tracks on the sphere grid for those characters, then that battle would, like, the Jekt battle would have been a complete soul-breaking, destructive mess.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, I noticed that quite often you never want to unlock the next portion of a sphere grid and take over someone else's, but that's the entire point of the sphere grid. They never have an end until you filled in the last sphere.
I get that, but all of the guides I read talk about the final battle being laughable. And now
It is.
I know that what they're referring to is the Jekt fight, where if you over prepare, the Jekt fight is just laughable. Yes, clear the spheres, Lethal Logic. If you over prepare, the Jekt fight is completely laughable. Like, Anima, like, I was ready to struggle with Bahamut, who's struggling to put down 30 to 40k damage. But Anima being able to drop that 150k damage was absolutely delicious.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was the only way that could have been better would have been if I didn't have the short animation on, and if I could have seen the full animation for that. But like I over prepared with the armor. I didn't need the zombie proof. I didn't need the stone proof. I was going in there thinking I was going for a full battle, but like I'm halfway geared up to doing the Dark Aeons. Like,
Oh, even if you went against Valefor right now, who I think is the easiest, you're not ready.
Even Overdrive Anima.
Assuming you could even live long enough to summon. Dark Valefor, I think, always goes first.
Oh.
So you have to be able to tank that first attack, and then you'll be able to go.
Yes, the logic. When Yuna entered the battle, Jekt was already dead.
He pieced out because he didn't want to face double cast Ultima.
Is that going to be a meme on my channel now? When in doubt, just double cast Ultima?
Yes.
It's like, if it solves everything.
I know a few things they could solve in real life right now, but not going there.
Not going
so
there.
moving on.
Did you have another question?
Yes. Who do you? So this is a weird one, but who do you think had the best sexy voice? And by sexy voice, I mean Jekt, Rin, Kamari, Orin.
Like, I don't think we were ever in a situation where any of the characters said anything that I would interpret as being...
Oh, no. I just mean the tone and sound of the voice is like really nice. Like, give me ASMR of like Rin just reading the phone book.
Yeah, that never really occurred to me, to be completely honest with you. Like,
Yeah, I mean it is a weird one, but
Lethal
you know,
Logic
then
says
again, I am weird.
Diagoro hands down. Who's Diagoro? Oh, is Diagoro Yojimbo's dog? Yes, it is. Now you're getting into all kinds of freaky deaky stuff.
But yeah, some of the characters just had that kind of voice where I feel like you could just listen to them talk for a very long time and not grow bored.
I don't know.
Fair. The next would be, let's see, we did how you felt about the final boss. What I just asked. What did you think of that ending? Just those final few cutscenes.
So the final few cutscenes, like,
they hit hard and they hit fast.
all right, I'm gonna say a nitpick, right? And I know it's a nitpick. I'm fully and utterly aware that it is a nitpick, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it still bugged me. Yuna starts the sending from inside of Sin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to her continuing the same sending dance on top of the airship. But at no point do we see them go back to the airship, and it's treated like it's all part of the same dance.
I'll give you that. It's one of those weird ones. You know,
Like, did
they don't explain how they get back there.
did the airship scoop them up as Sin was collapsing? Like, I think that would have made a great scene. That would have really added to the scene if like she was in the middle of doing the sending and like everything's collapsing and they fly the airship in to rescue them at the last second. I think that would have been great.
Yeah, they could have done a little better with that part, but when I first beat this, back when it came out in the re-release, right?
Hmm.
It hit hard, it hit fast, and I was in tears.
I don't know that I was in tears because, like, one of my friends when I was growing up told me that Titus showed all these qualities of being a powerful leader because he always saw the best in his friends. He was always inspiring them and working to bring out the best in every person he met, right? And that is true, but it's kind of soured because at the end, Titus just he kind of went out like a punk. He didn't tell anyone. He didn't give anyone the chance to say bye or to get any form of closure. Like, yes, lethal logic. It's Titus. I'm trying. Titus didn't give anyone a chance to express themselves, to say their goodbyes. Like, and that's really selfish because he's been spending this whole time going on and on and on about how he doesn't want to lose Yuna, right? And going on and on and on about how he doesn't want to lose Yuna, but then he doesn't take into account that people don't want to lose him either. And then when everyone's confronting him, like, yo, how'd you just keep this to us from now? And even like there were so many points when like there was just the two of them talking, and Yuna directly asked him, "Is something going to happen when the final battle completes? Are you like?" She almost completely spelled it out and said, "Are you going to disappear?" And he said no. He lied straight to her face. And then going through that just really frustrates me with Titus's character. Because like it's not like people weren't ready to say goodbye. Everybody was ready to say goodbye to Yuna, but like he essentially just traded Yuna's life for his. Instead of Yuna being sacrificed, his life was sacrificed.
Which at the end of the day, that could have very well been his plan. If someone had to be sacrificed in order to become the final Aeon, he would have been the one to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter what the end result was, I felt like that was going to be his end.
Yeah, but like, so there's a saying that like the funeral isn't so much for the dead as much as it's for the living to help them move on. And Titus completely denied his friends that. And I think that was really not cool. Like, Titus completely denied his friends a chance to properly say goodbye, to have a moment to like, and there were moments of like pause. There were moments where they're like, okay, we've got a little bit of time before things kick off. We have time to do this. We have time for that. It's not like there was never time to express and have some great character development scenes. Does that make sense?
It does.
So seeing Titus go after he did something that was so not cool, right, was not super emotional for me. Like, I saw it coming. We knew it was coming. it would have been one thing if he found out in the middle of the fight that he was going to disappear, right? If he found out in the middle of the fight and he didn't have time to tell anyone, right? And if we, the viewer, the gamer, did not know that Tidus was going to disappear. If Tidus disappearing was a surprise that got revealed, like if Bahamut's faith came at the end of the final battle and said, you know, now all of the faith can finally move on to the far plane. All of the summons are going with us, and that includes you, Tidus. And Tidus didn't know he was going to go away, or if they'd only hinted at it instead of explicitly stating it, that could have been emotional. That could have been like, what? That could have been mind-blowing. But the finale didn't reveal anything new. There was no new information expressed in the final cutscene. Like,
well, a final cutscene doesn't always have to reveal any new information. It's trying to wrap everything up.
yeah, but I like it if it gives me something to like. I like it if it gives me something to chew on, if it gives me something to think about, right? And I felt like this ending didn't super give me a lot to think about or to process because we knew Tidus was going to disappear. Now because it was already expressed that the summons were going to go away, right? Me, the viewer, the gamer, yeah, Lethal Logic, that would be an interesting game. The viewer, I had time to make peace with it, so it's not as emotional for me. It's like if you know that a relative is going to die and you have time to make your peace with them, and you have that time to like say your goodbyes, at least in my experience. I'm talking about this in my experience, like whenever my dad passed, like I had my time to say my goodbye and to make my peace with his passing before he passed. So in the moment, like in the moment, it was just kind of numb. But that also
I can feel that.
That can also be my depression talking. Yes, Lethal Logic. If they did a prequel game where you focus on Braska's journey, they'll disable double cast and Ultima for the final boss with no auto life buffs. It was a little bit cheap, I will admit. Like,
I mean, you have to consider what I did.
yeah, didn't you like use cheat codes?
Keep in mind that I was just playing it so I could refresh myself for this talk.
Didn't you just like one hit it for like 9999999 damage?
Yeah.
And what's funny is I got all the pieces that I could have done.
You could have summoned Exodia.
Well, I could have done that trick you were doing. The Don Tomag.
Oh, no. Don Tonberry, I recommend for your first playthrough. But what I did was one of the built-in cheats is to get all the items. And then I used another cheat device to have infinite items. And then just started activating everything.
After doing the Don Tonberry thing to get all of those 99 levels?
No, because another cheat from the other thing from Mr. Antifun was 99 sphere level.
Oh. Well, I got all the pieces to do the Don Tonberry trick, and I was debating doing it. But I would have needed to hunt down all of the eye monsters. Yes, Lethologic, I did manage to do it without doing the Don Tonberry trick. Like, Anima carried that fight. That Yuna as a whole, between summons and double cast Ultima, was just really, really OP. Like, that was a lot of damage.
Oh yeah. And so finally, what's your overall thoughts on the game?
So, I first played this game when I was younger, when I was like 18, 19 years old, right?
Mhm.
I was at a very transitional period in my life. I was going through a whole bunch of stuff I won't go into here. But when my disc was scratched and I couldn't enter the Calm Lands, it broke my heart. And I have gone all this time. I have heard rumors. I have heard things about the final thing of the game. I've heard things about it, but then to finally complete this game that's been on my bucket list for so long, all I can feel is relief. I was worried because I'm most likely going to be moving at the end of June. And I was worried I wouldn't be able to finish the game before June was out. So I spent time over preparing, getting all the things. It would have been really embarrassing if I needed to use the Magus Sisters and I couldn't use them because I was like at 99% of the ultimate for one of them.
Well, you could have just grand summoned them at that point.
Yeah, I was saving the Grand Summon for Yojimbo, which I never even used Yojimbo.
Yeah, even then, a grand summon with Yojimbo does not guarantee Zanmato.
Right, but it does decrease the amount of money you need, and it increases your chance of getting Zanmato. It's an extra factor. If he has Overdrive, it adds like 40 or 60 points to the equation. And you have to get to 80 points to do Zanmato. And there's all this other stuff based on how often you've used him, how much you've paid him when you've called him, whether he's died when you summoned him. And there's all these equations. But yeah, so yeah, Lethologic, Yojimbo's affection mechanic. There was all this stuff, all this emotion flowing around, and I kind of just feel the sense of relief that I beat the game. There's this sense of like, I finally beat the game, I saw the ending, I'm not just relying on things other people tell me about the characters. I've actually seen it with my own two eyes. I've seen the cutscenes, I've seen the finale, and I've made my peace with that. My feeling that I'm feeling right now, yes, Lethologic, Ultima beat the game. Okay, I admit that. I guess my feeling on the whole thing about I feel relief that I managed to beat the game tonight. In like the second to last week of June. And I also feel I'm content with the game. Like, I've expressed my gripes with Tidus, and like the fact that he did not give his friends the opportunity to grieve his passing. He did not give his friends the chance to say goodbye. Like he just didn't. He didn't give his friends that opportunity. But I've gone on about that long enough. But like, besides that, I think the ending was beautiful. Like the cutscene looked beautiful. Watching the Aeons disappear, going between the different faith and seeing them disenchant, it was gorgeous. And then the after credit scene setting up for 10-2. It was, I think, I enjoyed the game. I'm glad I finally beat it. I might go back and do some of the secondary content, not on stream, because I don't want people to just, like, now that I've seen this, not do anything else. I'm probably going to take tomorrow off of streaming, and I'll probably start Monday with 10-2, or I'll probably do the Eternal Calm on Monday, and then, depending on how long that is, we'll do 10-2. Because that's like,
if you have to move, do you think you'll still be able to stream?
Depends on where I move. That is completely up in the air. If I move to the one place I'd really like to, like I would want to. I have a couple options about where I would move, so like there's just a lot of stuff happening right now. So,
Okay.
are you suggesting that I just do side content till end of June instead of starting a new game?
It's up to you. I feel if you were to have a strategy going into the game, you might be able to complete it faster.
Mm-hmm.
But give me a second. Let's use the handy dandy. How long is it? You would need to play about 30 and a half hours just to beat it.
And that's assuming I don't do any of my RPG shenanigans where I explore every room as much as possible to find every single chest and find all the secrets as I go through.
Correct.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to complete that before the end of June. So I'll see. I got to think about it. I'm going to take this weekend to really process. I might go back and do the side content. If people want to watch me, like if Lethal Logic, if you really think people would be willing to watch me play Blitzball.
I don't. It's not worth it.
Or to grind for see, I can do that off stream though. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you don't have a lot you can do on stream until you complete that sphere grid.
Right, because until I complete the sphere grid, I'm just gonna get dunked on by Valifor.
Exactly. So, what you could do is just take the last couple weeks you have before the move, or what? Like what? 2, maybe 3 streams.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said. Can you say that again?
You'd have what? 2, maybe 3 more streams before you have to move.
Something like that.
You could pick a shorter game that you've never beaten and just try to beat it.
Mm-hmm. That's a possibility.
I think it might be fun to watch you play Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles.
Well, I don't have those.
Wink.
I'll think about it this weekend. There's another game that I used to play on stream Legend of Dragoon, which is a classic JRPG. But I took a break from playing that. I took a break from playing that to play Final Fantasy X because both Legend of Dragoon and Final Fantasy X were on my bucket list. So I might pick that game back up where I stopped and like give people a refresher of what's happening in game and.
What game is it?
The Legend of Dragoon.
Ooh.
So I might pick that game back up. It's a long game, so there's no way I'm finishing it before the end of June. But I could get further in it. We saying Lethal Logic Legend of Zelda Oracles?
Those are fairly short if you know what you're doing.
What are they?
There are two Zelda games that were made by, I believe, Capcom for the Game Boy Color, and they have interconnecting stories. The events of one can affect the events of the other through the use of codes that you get throughout the game, including a code that it gives you, I want to say, an extra life and does a lot of other stuff once you move on to the second game. They're also considered two of the best Zelda games, I believe, ever created because they were just really, really good stories.
I'll see. Like, it's just, I don't wanna. I'm not a big fan of emulating things if I can avoid it. But I'm not in a position where I can afford to be spending money on new games. I have a bunch of games on Epic Game Store though. Have you heard of Epic Game Store?
Yeah, that's when I got Final Fantasy VII Remake through.
Yeah, they were the only ones who had Remake at first. It just came to Steam.
I know. It was such a kick in the balls too. But I still got it for so much cheaper and I love it.
I don't understand. Okay. So like everybody goes on and on about Steam, right? But anytime I hear anyone talk about Epic Game Store, they're like, "Oh, that's Epic Game Store is just really weird," or it's just or some people just call it just annoying and obtrusive with its notifications. But I'm like, it's letting you know that it's giving you a free game.
I'll give them the intrusive with its notifications because I don't care.
Like, I always get the free games. I have a whole library. Let me pop up my Epic Game Store.
As of right now, I would very much love to get Kingdom Hearts on them.
Like, let me count how many games I have through Epic Game Store. Lethal Logic says they're not heartless, they're nobody. So I very much could just play. I could just pick random games that I have on the Epic Game Store, and just play one of those. Like I mean I have the BioShock collection.
BioShock's pretty fun. Would you kindly play it?
Let's see what else I got. How many games do I have? So it's 4 per row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 48.
So, someone posted something interesting on Twitter for the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I have 63 games in the Epic Game Store.
Nice.
You said what'd you just say?
I'm linking you something in Discord.
Okay. But on that note, I'm actually gonna end stream here because I have to go use the bathroom, and we've kind of unless you have any more questions.
Nope, I'm good.
All right. I'm gonna end stream. Thanks for coming on, Silva. We'll see what I stream next.
Alrighty.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night. Trap Adventure 2 is Chef's Kiss. Is the Chef's Kiss? That's interesting. I'll pick something. We'll see. But I just want to say thank you, Lethologic, and any lurkers that came with me on this adventure. This has been a really special stream that's been an exciting and intense opportunity. I really like that I got to play this game start to finish, beginning to end, with very little things accomplished off stream, and it took me less than 30 streams. Each stream was about 2 hours, so that's less than 60 hours of play, which is really good for me. And I appreciate all of you. Not a lurker, just an unsent. Okay, Lethologic. You're never gonna let me live down the double Ultima, though. Anyway, always remember the motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always, always, always stop to enjoy the memes. Remember, I love each and every one of you, and you are valuable, you are precious, you're important, and I believe in you. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you want to be kept up to date with what I'm doing or when I'm streaming, please feel free to follow me on Twitter, or join my Discord. Links for both are in the description. And if you ever feel motivated to donate to improve my life or improve the stream whatsoever, there is a donation link and a Ko-fi link in the description as well. I'm gonna get better at saying that. Yes, I could dance to send you to the far plane. I'm working on some other content. I'm not going to promise anything because I don't know what I'm going to get done. I just have a lot to do, and dealing with having major depression is really frustrating. So we take things one step at a time. Anyway, have a good night, everybody, and thanks for being here, Lethologic and Silva.